yourself over the learning curve, check out the guys over at Trade Genius. Not only do they champion the cause of individual liberties, including the right to defend yourself against tyrannical government entities, these guys flat out know what they're doing in the stock market and in the cryptocurrency world. And they've been doing it for a long time. Sign up with them and you get the benefit from all their years of hard work, and you get to access their optimized and automated system that reliably picks winners. The bottom line is their system works. It's easy to understand when to buy and when to sell. No drama, no craziness. Just one winning trade after another. So do yourself a favor and check out Trade Genius. The link is in the description.
We need the power to take every firearm they have away from them and bring them to a mental health facility.
I know what you're thinking. I am so sick of looking at this guy's face. Believe me, I understand. I'm sick of reporting on him. But I believe the mark of a wise man is that he leaves himself open enough to learn a little something from everyone. And maybe to the shock and dismay of some, Sheriff Scott, give me more police power because I want to Baker Act your ass when I feel like it, Israel is no exception. Yes, he wants to expand the Baker Act. What is the Baker Act? On paper, it allows for the involuntary examination of individuals, what some call emergency or involuntary commitment. It can be initiated by judges, law enforcement officials, physicians, or mental health professionals. But if you wipe away all the legal mumbo-jumbo and boil it all down, the Baker Act allows police to kidnap you, institutionalize you, and take all your weapons from you based merely on the arbitrary determination of government functionaries. And this Coward County sheriff wants to expand the Baker Act, giving more power to badged thugs and removing power from the people they claim to be protecting and serving. The Baker Act is actually a shot at implementing a Minority Report style pre-crime deterrent based solely on the arbitrary whims of tyrannical, power-tripping guys with costumes and badges walking around thinking they have more legitimate authority than everybody else. And how do we know Scott wants to expand the Baker Act? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because he only mentioned it about a half a dozen times during the Criminal News Network's Clown Hall meeting. Take a listen.
I've Baker Acted people. I've taken weapons from people. We have to expand the Baker Act. What I'm asking the lawmakers to give police all over this country is more power. In Florida, we call it a Baker Act. We need the power to take every firearm they have away from them and bring them to a mental health facility. The power of police is not as great as it should be. We need to take people out of their homes and involuntarily Baker Act them. It's having our mayors and our commissioners give more money to police. We should be able to take them to an institution that's going to examine them and take weapons away from them.
Sitting on your head like yes.
Look how excited this guy gets when he talks about exerting authoritarian force on another individual. There are no two ways about it. This guy is power hungry. And sadly, he's not alone. In society, there's a balance. If more power is given to politicians, police, or judges, it's automatically taken away from somebody else. In this power transfer, there's a loser and there's a winner. In Scott Israel's scenario, he longs for more power and wants to legislate your rights away. So guess who ends up being the loser? When are we going to snap out of our government and media-induced comas and realize that men with badges and uniforms, robes and gavels are just mere men like the rest of us? Men who have no more rights than you or I have. As much as they like to think it does, costumes and badges don't grant mortals superhuman rights. They never have, and they never will. Scott is a power-hungry lunatic. But like I said, we can still learn something even from many tyrants like Sheriff Israel here. So please, indulge me for a few more moments. Listen to what Mini King George says here.
I think the problem is too many people want to do the same old, same old. The author said that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is insanity. We as this country, we need to do something different. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But let's try doing something different. Doing it the same way isn't working.
Now, I don't know about you, But I absolutely agree with the guy on this point. For years, we've been doing the same things over and over, expecting a different result. One of the recurring themes of mass shootings is that they occur in gun-free zones. Let's do something different. Let's eliminate them. Why are pawn shops and gun shows safer than schools? Because criminals aren't interested in encountering opposition that will rival their power. They're not going to pay attention to the signs, but they know you will, because you don't want to get in trouble. They're looking for easy targets. So, gun-free zones, let's get rid of them. Next, for years we've been listening to politicians who have done nothing but write laws that initiate the theft of more of our income. They waste the money they steal, they continue to push the pedal deeper into the metal as they insanely bury us deeper and deeper into transgenerational debt slavery and legislate us out of more and more of our freedoms every year. So what do we need to do with politicians? Fire their asses. Give them some jail time. And for over 100 years, we've allowed international bankers under the Federal Reserve to ruin our money supply and rip off other nations with their counterfeit fiat currency Ponzi scheme. What do we need to do different? Round up the bankers, build a gallows, and roll the cameras. I bet the other would-be banksters out there would get the idea. Now, there's a lot more we could learn and do different, but let me end with this. Take a look at this video.
Ja pierdolę, zaczeknę! Stop! Dziękuję, no! Твою мать! Uciekaj! Это пиздец!
This catastrophe at a ski resort in the country of Georgia left several people injured. Apparently, this ski lift at the Gudari Resort experienced a malfunction, which sped up the cable cars to double the normal speed and in the opposite direction. In this shocking video of the incident, some people are seen jumping off to avoid crashing into the other cars, while others are seen flying off from the impact. Witnesses are heard screaming in horror, alerting people to jump off. Now, when I saw this, I immediately likened it to the current and increasing epidemic of stupidity in our society. People choose to continue to stay on the obviously failed and continually malfunctioning ski lift of political insanity, even over the logical cries of those who champion the cause of self-ownership and individual liberties. Some heed the warnings and jump to the safety of peace, reason, logic, truth, and basic human compassion and consideration. But many, in spite of the obvious dangers that lie ahead as they seek to take more rights from others, continue to hold fast to the error of their ways. As we've seen many, many times before, history is not kind to those who don't learn from the errors of those who've done the same things in the past. If you get something worthwhile out of this, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button so you can get my daily uploads, and if you think others could benefit by seeing this, share it with them on social media. Also, leave your thoughts for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comments section below.